Alrighty. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We have another fun-filled day. Let's get the dollar index up there just to see. As you can see there, it's actually flirting with a weekly sell right now. Let's go check out the big platform too at the same time. We are in such a magical moment. I guess that's a great way to describe it. Magical moment. I mean, we got a banana republic type government at the moment, which is very magical for America because we have a constitution that really is very strong and very clear and very healthy for freedom for people and so forth and business. And the government really hates that idea right now. You know, Mr. Biden's government wants to control everything and anything. Yep, I see the same thing in the other platform too. There it is. Let's put it up on the screen. You can see it, and you see there. It's matter of fact, you can see there. There's the weekly is starting to. It is piercing it at the moment. Let's see, where's that at? Let's put that in there. There it is. You can see that weekly, definitely minus. You know, everybody's been waiting for a weaker dollar. I mean, I was amazed we got up to the 106 area. I couldn't even imagine seeing 107. But there it is. You know, there's the dollar index. It's in that big loop, you know, supporting that area. Maybe this will be the break that brings it back down into the 103s. I think, you know, we could easily say that. Let's go back to the beta again on this side right there. There's the beta, you know, showing the same thing in a daily sell for the last couple of days. You know, doing that same characteristics that are working along fine this morning. What else can we say about the dollar? There's so much. As I said, it's like a magical moment. Oh, let me get the chat line up too. I forgot to get the chat line up. It's like a magical moment of just ridiculousness. Constantly just. A lot of people like to call it the clown show, like in a circus. You know, there's clowns. They call it the clown show because it's so obvious in front of us what the government is doing that we, you know, it's hard to dodge. Matter of fact, there was another one of those crazy law things down in Arizona where the what do they call it, the grand jury got out of hand and went so nuts on the witnesses and got nasty. They were supposed to interview them for like 45 minutes to an hour. They held them there for 3 hours, each individual, and were aggressive and could, you know, asked horrible questions, not legal questions, just outright horrible questions. You know? And so the prosecutor even apologized at the end. It was like, well, we weren't expecting this aggressive. Well, when you bring in people to be part of a grand jury, in other words, to be the juror, the inquisitors, you're going to get that. You're going to get this craziness. And since we are, I don't even see Robin this morning. Nobody's here, huh? Hello? Hello? Not even Robin. Everybody's gone. It's Monday. Monday. Everybody's like still in the nest, keeping their heads under, trying to get some sleep, I guess. That's the only way I can see it. But yes, it's become a clown show. You know, it doesn't make a lot of sense anymore. It just is like a lot of headlines that make no sense. They're still trying to figure out what crime Mr. Trump did in New York. They can't identify the crime, but he's guilty of a crime, they said. What is the crime? Don't know. They call it the hush money trial. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my God! And I understand that the judge is going to get rid of the jury and just find him guilty. That's it. In other words, the jury is going to be dismissed, and the judge will find them guilty of criminal charges. And then they'll say, you know, what was the crime? And the judge will say, it was criminal. Yes, but what was criminal? And he'll say, yes, he's guilty. And they'll say, but what did he do criminal? And they'll say, yes, he's guilty. And that'll be it. I mean, it's like a kangaroo court. We've gone into the third world when it comes to the law for the moment, and that's scaring the dollar. that is scaring the dollar. That is definitely making the bond market scratch its head. It's it's becoming so crazy and outlandish now that people are having a hard time taking it serious. But it is something to take serious because this is not what America is all about. So it really makes it very strange, very very strange. Okay, let's go over and take a look at the euro. Let's see what the euro looks like, and we'll go from there. What the hell is that? So, I don't know if I can get rid of that. Let's go put the euro up there. We'll slide over to the euro. There we go. And there's the euro. Let's show it to you. Doing the same thing as the dollar index is doing. Slowly inching its way up. You can see that the last 3 days. It's in a daily buy. This is the number one, I could say. Ooh, look at that. The weekly has exploded up. I love that. This is the number one competitor to the dollar. As much as everybody wants to walk around pretending China is the number one competitor. That is part of the clown show too. You can see right there. We're jumping up into the weekly with no problem this week. And look at it. It's through the manifold, no less. It's like they've just lit a caged bull out the door. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's like a caged bull trying to, get out that door. There we go, and it doesn't seem to stop. It just is. It's just crazy stuff. There we go. So, let's see. There we are. There we go. So, there it is, right there. And what else can we say about the euro? Well, it's the second largest economy in the world, the European Union. Somehow or another, the media wants to tell you it's China. China is like starving, going nowhere. Slave labor. What else can you say about it? I understand that they've dedicated about $700 billion to the war machine. I mean, they're be better off just dedicating $700 billion to be able to pay your bills. Duh. All right. From there, let's see what's on the beta. Do we have anything related to the beta at the moment? Let's take a look at the stock indice. I'm just going to drift around since nobody is on the chat line saying anything. Oh, there you go. There's Robin. Here I am. Do. Here you are. Okay, there's the S&P 500. Throw that up on the screen. There it is right there. You see its weekly is jumping through right there the same way like the euro. And you can see it's been in a daily buy for 7 solid days now. And the weekly is jumping through at the same time. Everything is moving in that nice direction. I wonder, let's go take a look at I don't think the SPY's not updated yet. It won't update until the New York Stock Exchange opens up. So, and then let's go over to here and take a look at the same thing again. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. There it is, right there. And it's right on the edge. You can see that. The weekly is right down there on the edge. It's only at minus 440. It was just minus 450. Now it's minus 450 again. It won't take much work to get this thing through if they can lift it up. So at this point, I think we're seeing the success of Mr. Trump coming around the corner. They had over 100,000 people visit him right down the road from me on Saturday. 100,000 plus. It was on a beach along the ocean, and it was like it was magical. There were tens of thousands. fire engines lined up for him to come into the town. It's a big town. In the summertime, it has a population of about 1 million. And this time of the year, it has a population of about 35,000, something like that, 30,000. And there was over 110,000 people there. It was an incredible, exciting adventure. Everybody was talking about it. They were all just, and it went on as far as the eye could see when you put 100,000+ on a flat area along the ocean. And he was up on this big podium, and it was pretty exciting. I think they're smelling victory. And then if the markets smell victory, then we will see better markets. And they'll just kind of, as much as it seems like there is a concern of the Banana Republic or the clown show that's been going on, in the end, it looks like, it won't matter if he's convicted of a crime that they can't identify. It won't matter either way. The media, the mainstream media will be telling you now he is a convicted felon. And then you'll say, what was the crime? And they say, it doesn't matter what the crime was. He's a convicted felon. It'll be like, okay, what did I do wrong? It doesn't matter what you did wrong. You're a felon. Oh, my God. It's the clown show. I don't know how else to describe it. Thank goodness the markets are not collapsing and, just losing their, coherency, I guess you could say. Yeah, the clown show. All right. Where are we at now? Which one are we looking at? We're looking at the S&P 500. They're both looking very firm. And over on the beta, as I said right there, you can see that strength. It's lifting up. Let's take a look at the NQs, or the Tech 100. I'm just going to... Oh, you know what? Skip that. Let's go to this one. Bitcoin. Let's see what the Bitcoin's doing. There's Bitcoin. Right there. You can see the Bitcoin is still negative. Now they're trying to lift it today. That's cool. You can see it's trying to be lifted on the daily there. But we've been in a weekly sell on that thing now for, what's that, 7, 10 weeks now it's in a sell. So the pressure has been on, I guess, the alternative. I guess they're not running, away from marketplace at this point. Because every time, especially China's the one that's pretty obvious. When China's having problems, Bitcoin really takes off. Taking a sip of water there. I saw some analysts identify that. So, every time China, one of its major corporations goes bankrupt, money comes running out of the country in through Bitcoin and cryptos. So that is, I guess when you see a weak Bitcoin, I guess that means China's kind of quiet. They're not like declaring another bankruptcy somewhere. Some of their major corporations have been declaring bankruptcies. All right. What does that show? Now, see that? I like that better. We're looking at the actual Bitcoin right there. That is really cool. And you can see it all. And it's trying to lift up today too. That's, there are periods of time where Bitcoin marches along with the stock indices and leads it, and there's times where it rolls over. And as you can see here, what's that? Since April 7th, basically, it's been in a downwardly draft. And then when we go over to the S&P 500, the S&P 500 is outperforming both other indices very strongly, almost up 10% for the year. Yeah, see, April 7th right there, topped out, but it stopped and turned around and started climbing. And Bitcoin tried, but failed at that. Let's see if we can put that on there like that. On the 21st, it tried to bottom too, but then failed and made a new low and has still kept a lower high. So I'd imagine if we see Bitcoin start to lift, don't think of it as like, uh-oh, disaster. Maybe think of it as, uh-oh, bull market. Watch out, bull market. Over here, over there, there's a bull market. And that could be the answer. We're seeing incredibly interesting financial information. There's a building up for sale in Fort Worth, Texas today, and it is Fort Worth is not that far from Dallas. It's like the big metropolis area, and you have it transacted for $112 million about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's up for sale today for a little under $13 million. It's like $12,500,000 or $12,300,000. It's in bankruptcy, and I forgot, somewhere else was doing the same exact thing. Another building somewhere in Ohio or something like that, doing the same exact thing. These office buildings are having problems because, ever since the COVID dilemma, I guess you could call it. I don't know what to call it. The Chinese COVID, they drugged us, I guess it is, or something, and Mr. Biden doesn't care. And in the end result is that it changed the way because of, I guess it's because cloud storage and a lot of servers now are not in the buildings. They're in a major middle place somewhere that a manager can access information about its company just as easily from home or on the road as you can do in an office. So you don't really need all this office space that they've had, and so that seems to be the magic that's going on right now. Is the workforce is working remotely a lot more now, and so you don't need as much office space, so you don't have to spend as much money. And when you have a really lagging economy, which that's what we have right now, is a very lagging economy. It hurts the markets in different ways. Real estate markets and so forth. So we're seeing this. We're seeing some of these bankruptcies in the real estate market, and everybody thinks there's about $800 billion worth or something of that nature. It seems like a big number. I guess you could say that. Imagine this, that transacted for a couple of years ago over 100 million. Now it's transacting for 10% of it. So, when they say there could be 800 billion, in the end it may only be $160 billion of buildings that used to be 800 billion. And then when the economy gets going again and everything is economically strong, then those prices will start to drift up more as demand drifts up. But the government is having a hard time right now keeping the economy functioning. And then we have this PPI tomorrow, the Producer Price Index, coming out tomorrow, which is going to be a kind of a small, decent event that could shake up the interest rate hopes. And then on Wednesday is the CPI, and they've been screaming this from the rooftop now for 7 days now. It's going to be way off. It's going to be really bad. So they've got everybody comfortable with that. And they're thinking now, money managers have a natural tendency to look down the road. They don't necessarily, oh wow. They have that Trump rally. Now, that's Lawrence Taylor endorses Donald Trump. Oh, wow. So they have. I didn't realize. I did hear that. I hadn't seen it, but now it's coming up on the screen itself when over the weekend. Wow. One of the greatest football players of modern times endorses Trump. Oh my God. Oh my God. It just keeps on going on. And I guess that's what it comes down to. Oh, look, Snoop Dogg's backing him now. Oh my God. I'm telling you, it's a clown show for Biden. It really is. No one, was it 50 Cent, the rapper? He's a big Trump supporter. They're putting it up here on the this is on the financial screens. Oh, Ice Cube's up there now. Oh my God. It just gets crazier and crazier. Live, right now in our face. It's just so money managers, honestly, what they try to do is they try to look down, like 6 months, 9 months down the road, Where could the economy be? Where could that? What would that do to certain companies? They try to speculate in that fashion, and so they start to inch their way in. You know how they like to use fun words like leaky or sticky to describe action in the marketplace. And so, it's getting to a point now where I have to assume that the only reason the markets don't collapse from the clown show is that they all see, Trump up by 10 or 12%. There's, people are coming out for him, and the people who used to be Democrats are coming out and supporting him. Things like that. It's going, so markets are probably looking down the road more than they're looking at the clown show right now that's going on. And I think that's why we see the markets the way they are. And at the same time, as much as, the dollar should be scared because of what the Democrats are doing to the country, I think they're more looking towards maybe a growing foreign economies. Like not China. Well, China only grows if America grows. But Europe is trying, and there's even talk of cutting rates there. And it's, they're trying to change things. And 5 or 6 governments now have changed in the European Union to the Trump way. Supply side economics, growth, less inflation. The basics that are good for people. I mean, people don't want inflation. Only governments want inflation. And then they hope that you don't realize there was inflation. All right. So which one are we looking at? Well, we're looking at the Bitcoin on the beta. So let's drift over to. Let's see. Where do we go from there? Because we've been talking about so much fun stuff. Matter of fact, let's look at the bonds. As much as the bonds, they made that first bounce, and then they started to roll over again because they were getting concerned last week. Like, this Banana Republic type law is not a good thing for America. You can see here, the 30-year bond has gotten into a daily buy 3 days ago, and now it's lifting through. It closed on Friday in the weekly buy. So it's not that they're going to cut rates as much as we're going to see a better economy down the road. And with 5.5 months to go for the election, that fits into that target zone of 6. They look 6 to 9 months down the road how to invest capital. And so, and that's really the answer to it all. That really is. That's I think money managers are really starting to look down the road, and they know that the clown show is going to be over with. And it doesn't matter what the media says about it. It's the voters, and the legal and illegal voters are going to be voting for Mr. Trump more than they're going to be voting for Mr. Biden. All right. Yes, I said that right. The legal and illegal ones. Because we see that now. That's why he's had open borders for so many years. Okay. So, where do we go from here? Let's go to. Yeah, I did want to look at the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ right there. NASDAQ is fighting its way to try to get to that buy. Let's see what it looks like on the beta. Where are you? No, you're up top. There it is right there. And you can see there, daily's been pushing, and you can see the weekly is trying to do the same thing. It's pushing into the buy. It's pushing hard. It's trying to get in there. So that's the beta. The beta's showing it to you on the screen there, just a little bit buy. Now over on the main, right now the NASDAQ is up about 4.5% for the year. And you can see right there, it's not making it yet. But the beta is reflecting more strength. You can see same on the daily, though. They're both showing lots of buying on the daily right there. Same thing. You'll see this horse race keep on moving. The NASDAQ is up about 4.5%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up about 4.5%, 5%. And and then the what is it? The S&P 500 is up almost 10% for the year. So that's the money manager's choice. Is they like the that's usually their benchmark. Let's take a look at on the beta. Yeah, see the beta has the Dow Jones Industrial Average in a second week of a buy already. And it's showing that strength that's trying to take off. And a lot of times, like Bitcoin, the Dow Jones Industrial Average can lead the markets better. Yeah, that could be the big one there. Now let's take a look at it on the other platform. There it is right there. And it's cleanly through today, that's for sure. It's launching itself. Where's that button right there? Let's give it a push. There it is right there. That's on the other platform. You see there, the as much as the beta reflected the strength earlier on a weekly signal, now the main platform is doing the same thing. It's joining in. So we're seeing some strength here really start to kick up. I would think that we're going to see even more strength on the upside in here. It's really going to take some real calamity. And I don't know if there can be any more ridiculous calamity than what we already have. That's the odd part out of it all. All right. So from there, what's the next one? Here you are. Do 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 do. All right. Now, from there, let's go to cable. We're going to go take a look at the cable. Because we do a lot of currencies around here. And that's the euro, 3 days in a buy. And there's the cable going into the second day of a buy right there. Let's grab one of these greens and put it into there. Right there. There it is. Yesterday it went into the buy. The weeklies jumped into the buy, busting the manifold. Very impressive for a Monday. We're seeing some half decent little growth coming out of England. We're seeing the same thing, or Great Britain, I guess you could say. And at the same time, we're seeing the same thing in some of the other countries. We are trying to turn a corner here, that's for sure. And interest rates are finally, I want to say that interest rates are a little above normal for, say, 100 years. For 100 years, like in other words, a 100-year floodplain type of thing. Normally 30-year and 20-year bonds trade in the 3s and the 4s. They're trading in the high 4s right now, so they're a little overpriced. And money managers are probably looking at that and they're saying, they could come down more than go up. They're not going to really try to raise them back up because it's all government policy that's hurting the economy. So it's not like it's economic policies of the businesses themselves hurting the economy. It's the other way around. As much as Mr. Biden, what's Mr. Biden call it? Shrinkflation or something like that. He blames oil companies for being greedy. He blames food companies for being greedy. What else does he say? He says about a bunch of them. Car companies are greedy. He just says it all the time. He says really strange things. It's, he's a socialist, so they think that, what this, like Margaret Thatcher's philosophy. Sooner or later, you run out of spending other people's money, and that's where we are at the point. The socialists are starting to find out people don't want to give them their money for the government to spend because they don't seem to spend it smartly. All right, and from there we march our way over to, there's the Swiss, the great inflation fighters. It went into the sell on Thursday, did it? Yep. Is that a minus? That is not a minus. So it was Friday they went into the minus. Was that a minus? Oh, I see. Wait a minute. There it is. Let's do that. There it is. So Thursday was not a minus, but Friday was a minus. So let's take a red one. Let's see. Let's just steal that one. So it went into the sell on Friday in a sell. It's moving down a little bit there. Look at the weekly. After how many weeks is it now? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 weeks in a buy. We are now flirting with a weekly sell. Cool. That could be a very positive thing. And the Swiss have done a fine job of not labeling it transitory, and instead they tighten things up, and they've done a good job of fighting the inflation. Look at it, bouncing, trying to go underneath the 90. Yeah, it's like, oh, good job, bravo. Swiss using their banking skills. I like that. We could use, somebody send Mr. Biden a letter. Let him know that there's actually people out there that understand how to do it besides his political opposition. The Swiss know how to do it also. All right. And then from there, we go over to the yen. I saw a headline. I wanted to read it. I didn't read it. I regret not reading it. I meant to go back and look for it. It was like, it was talking about the yen and, what can they do next? I would imagine just a healthy world economy is going to help out the yen at this point. They've been so trapped for so long with stagflation. Matter of fact, let me just jump over to Chairman Powell. Remember a couple of weeks ago, he was like, stagflation? Why do people say something ridiculous like stagflation? I don't see any stagflation. Badges. Don't need no stinking badges. It's like watching an old movie, the Sierra Madres. I don't need no stinking inflation. I don't believe in it. Well, guess what, Mr. Powell? Not everybody is making $500,000 a year and printing money for free, and they don't live the same life you do. They don't have somebody driving you to work every day. So, a government car with a government driver. So, there is stagflation in America, and obviously for poor Japan, it's been stagflation for 5 decades now. Since the late 80s, early 90s, they've been in a stagflation situation, and they've seen their stock market go from 39,000 down to 7,000, and now that the yen was at like 0.6, the yen now is at almost 1.6, and the stock market is at all-time highs or a little underneath it, and the stagflation, it's stuck around the 38, 39,000. It's gotten as high as 41,000. Let's show you that on the beta. Beta on the wall. Who's the fairest indice of them all? Who's the most stagflationist indice of them all? Right there, of the industrialized nations. And there it is right there. You can see the Nikkei is at 38,000. And you can see it's 3 days in a sell. And it's now was at 5 weeks in a weekly sell. Feeling a little pressure. And the all-time high was 39,000, like 700 or 600. We got up to almost 41,000 from the inflation, and that's that stagflation. The Bank of Japan owns over 50% of the stocks in this index. Yeah, they own. They're majority owners of over 50% of the top tier stocks. That's really, really tough. So, that's not a good thing. That is definitely a stagflation thing. When the government has to own your Fortune 500 companies to keep them afloat. All right. And then from there, let's go to the great experiment itself. Look at that. It's been nice. It's been parked inside this big rectangle now. That's the Turkish lira pairs trade. In a sell for a couple of days, and it looks like today, let's see, it's flirting to get into the buy. And on Friday, it was still in the sell. And you can see here, it closed in a weekly buy on Friday. Let's fix that. There we are. And so there we are right there. You can see here it is trying to turn up. And you can see why don't we just do this for the fun of it? We're going to throw that. It looks like it's trying to get into that weekly, daily buy too at the same time, both of them. I don't think it means anything too damaging for the euro Turkish lira pairs trade. I think the currency seems to have calmed down. It's locked in a range now for 3 months, almost since February, the end of February to now the middle of May. It's locked in a range between the 34 area, basically, and the 36 area. It did have that wild spike down to 33, and they've had those wild spikes up to 36 right there. Oh, you can't see it. Let's show you that. There. There we go. So there we are. You can see that strength there, and we're happy to see it. That the currency is not, trading at 39 or 40 or something like that. We hate it doing the ruble thing, where the poor currency and the poor people in Turkey have been living under incredible stagflation for a while now. We just want that currency to just stay here for the next 5 years. Just don't go anywhere. Just stay right here. Let the economy grow into it. Maybe that's they've devalued the assets of Turkey so well that if they show stability over the years now, that then investors will come in and they'll be able to grow. And that's a real important thing there. There we are. All right. Let's see. Now what we do is we go over to South African Rand to get a flavor of the metals market. Let's put it up on the screen here in the currencies. Look at that. It's breaking down again. It looks like it's trying to tell us that they want the metals complex to go up. So let's take a look at gold, and we'll throw gold up on the where's it? GC. Let's go to the beta and put it up on there. I didn't even look. I just put it up there. Let's go. Okay, I can see it right here. So it's in the buy for a couple days, 3 days now, and the weekly is trying to slide into the sell. It's trying to get in there. Let's put it up over here. You see the same thing. Let's put that up on the screen. You see the little circle going on there. It's trying to break down also. So we're feeling the pressure in the metals complex, which is kind of illogical. You see the price going up and the weekly trying to go down. And you can see there it's, what is that, 3, 4, 5 days in a buy. And it was flirting with the sell a little bit this morning. And now it's turning back up. It's not turning back up, but it's just jumped back up over the zero line again. Yeah, that's what it comes down to at this point. So we're looking at gold lifting up, and we're seeing the South African go down, and that's the way it normally works. Now, they may just be trying to take some profits in here. Gold is not at all-time highs. It's very close to it. The all-time highs is basically about $100 higher. Take a look at silver. See how silver's looking this morning. There it is right there. Not even acting like it wants to challenge the weekly there. Doing that same thing. And then when you go over to the beta is feeling the same way about it too. It's in a weekly buy for a while, and it's not challenging the weekly sell. And it's been in that daily buy, going on there, what's that, 6 days showing strength. So, gold could be just profit taking. Nothing more than that. There was an article I saw this weekend. It might have been even Friday. It was Friday or Saturday, and basically what they were saying was that central banks are not advertising as much buying as they're doing. So in other words, they're not telling everybody that they're buying gold. They're just buying gold. They don't come in and say, okay, guess what? This quarterly we bought X of this. They're just stepping up and buying. They're just doing it outright. Platinum. You see here, the platinum's doing the same thing. It's making new highs. Again, we've been saying over and over, this is the worst short in the world against gold. This is the most dangerous short in the world at this point. And you can see it's gone from the 900 area to almost the 1,020 area, over a 10% move now in just the last 3 weeks. And we've been, ever since we started singing that song of it's the worst short in the world seemed to caught on and said, yeah, he's right. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's what it's saying. The world's saying is don't do that. All right. And then we'll go take a look at copper. There's copper right there. Another one of those very firm, 6 days in a buy, weeks upon weeks since the end of March in a buy. On the other platform, it went in and out of a sell, I think, one day, didn't it? Back there, about 4 days back, it did. Went into a buy for 3 days or 4 days. It was in a buy, then it went into a sell, then back into a buy again. It's been in a weekly buy for a while, so just all it was is a stand to the side for a day, and then boom, it was right back in the saddle again. The cowboy was riding into the sunset, and so that is. It's been that has been the strength there over and over and over, and it doesn't seem to want to stop. It just keeps on marching. Now we always think of copper as like the gold of China, and I guess when you have nowhere to go, if you don't have the ability to buy cryptos and so forth in China, I guess copper is the next safest spot to go. And so that's exposable capital that people are holding will go in and buy copper or bitcoins or things like that. Now, when we come, let's take a look at the Shanghai. Shanghai has been lifting. And I will find the all-time high and tell you how bad that situation is, too. And you can see here, there's been some strength in the Shanghai now. For what was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the last 7 weeks, it's been in a. Oh no, they were on buys too. So it's 9 out of the last 10 weeks. It's been in strength there. There's no doubt about it. You can see its daily buy going on. You see it's broken the range here. See that right? Let's see if we can do that again. If we go like that. See that range it's developed right there? They're hitting the range and they've broken out of it. They're just above it as we speak. And you can see the product's at 3,150. Let's see if we can find a longer term chart and just show you the action that's been in that product. Right there. Shanghai gold. Shanghai, let's see. Stocks there. That might be. That's gold. I think, is that it right there? Let me just double check. But I think that might be it right there. And let's look at it there. 0.00001 point SS. Maybe that is it. Oh, you know what I could do is I could actually let's do that. Let's make a copy of that like that. and just put that in there. That'll straighten us out. Doesn't seem like they want to show so quickly, even with me spelling it out. There it is right there. There's the Shanghai. Shows at 3,148 to be exact. And then let's go over to let's go to 5 years. So 5 years was up around the 3,700 area. Let's go to the all-time. The all-time is 6,014. So what we're really looking at here is the stock index is down a little under 48%, basically 50% down from its all-time high compared to everybody else in their stock indices that are only like literally 1, 2%, 3% away from all-time highs, if not at all-time highs. So that kind of puts it's nice. You can see it's sold off when the whole world economy collapsed. When it collapsed too, like everybody else, and then it rallied back up to the 4,500 area. Not bad, and it hasn't made new lows at the 17, basically the 1,800 area. So that's pretty good. And it's been trapped in this range just the way like the Turkish lira is in a way, a big long range of going nowhere. And that's what they refer to in our economic system as stagflation. So you can see it there, just on a short, 3-month view. It's doing a good job. It's getting through that 3,100 that's been fighting for a while. And it's gotten up to 3,150, 60 area, and we're just hanging around there. So, and that's, when we look at that, oh, you're not seeing any of that. Oh, let me go over and show it to you. I just realized that I did not show you that. Let's show it to you. So there it is right there. There is that action, and then we go like this. You can see here, back at the beginning of the global financial collapse that has been in effect ever since, it was at the 6,000 area. 6,000, where is that? 6,100 and something. Right up in there, the 6,000 area, right around there. What was that, 5,900 and change? So, it collapsed down to here, and you notice it's been higher lows throughout the years now since the collapse of the world economy and financial community, really. And as we always remind people, Lloyd's of London's gone, and Citibank in the United States is gone. I mean, they're only there in name, and they're owned by the Federal Reserve, or they're owned by another company that uses their name. Merrill Lynch, same situation, owned by Bank of America now, and so forth. They had a fire sale. They had to marry it off, and Bear Stearns, and it goes on and on. Santander and Barclays Bank and Bank of Scotland. They're all, just shadows of what they were, and they're not really owned totally by themselves anymore. In other words, they're in very tough financial situations, and they're trying to grow out of it. This is Mr. Bernanke's theory. This is what he got his, he was the Fed chair at the time, and he got his PhD in that theory. And so he implemented it, and he should have put a governor on it so that it would turn off after, like, say, 2 years, and it would, keep things moving along. Instead, the politicians now control Federal Reserve every day, and they're just having fun trying to prop up markets and burning money like there's no tomorrow. But that's the Shanghai there, and then we were looking at the copper, and copper is growing and growing and growing, and you can see it right there, just marching up. And when we go back to the beta, you see it right there. HG. It's around here somewhere. There it is. So there it is right there. You can see that same thing, holding up lots of strength and plenty of weekly buys. And again, there doesn't seem to be any real weakness out of it all. All right, from the metals, let's go take a look at the crude energy sector, crude oil. And we'll throw that in there right there. There's crude oil. And we'll put crude oil also up on, where's it at? Right there. There it is right there. See, crude oil is flirting around with a little sell action. See that there? A couple days in a sell, 3 weeks in a sell. You see the pressure from Friday. And you can see on the other platform, very close. It just missed going into the daily sell there by the hair of its chinny chin. See, it's plus. So there it is right there. And now it's trying to lift up a little bit, but it's pushing the math into the sell again. And since it's been in a weekly sell for, what is that? This is 3 full weeks. It's starting a 4th week. And our beta shows us the 3 full weeks in a sell also. So there it is right there. And then we go over to North Sea oil. Let's take a look at that right there. There's North Sea oil. You see that pressure down. And you see the weekly down. And we've fallen all the way down to the 82-ish area, 83. From the 92, which is very good. We want to see lower energy prices, that's for sure. And then from there we go over to natural gas, which is confirming because they're obviously not drilling as much because the price is going back up again. You see that? It's had a really interesting move from the 160-70 area, because 180 area, something like that, and now it's up to the 2 something and changes in double digits again. Lots of daily buys. 3 weeks in a buy. And then, last but not least, we go over to the energy company in, where is it at? In Spain. The only way we can view it, and last we saw, this thing's been trading in the 25s now. You can see it's been 10 weeks in a buy. You can see daily wise, it's something really wild there. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of the last 14 days in the daily buy. You can see it's been marching up, and it's showing the strength again today. So that is the energy company that sells a lot of gas, natural gas, to European countries. And that's the only way we can get a better flavor or idea of what they're doing in the the energy markets there. There's Giannis. Let's see what Giannis says. I am very glad to return and see the channel have all set up and thumbnails for... Oh, cool. Okay. I guess what we need to do now is come up with a title. Let's see. So today's title... Oh, and you know what? Giannis, we should have gone in and looked at Amazon. Let me just show you Amazon before I run away. Run away. Run away. Run away. Let's see. There is... Let's get the Amazon up on there. That's Tesla. There's Amazon. Amazon is up a little bit today. Pushed into the sell on Friday. Let's grab a little sell thing. Let's put that right there. It's in a sell there, and we'll see how they press it down. It's still in the weekly sell now for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, going on a 5th week. So we think that, if we were dollar cost averaging from our first sell signal here in the, was it the 175-ish area? Like 176 area, something like that, 175, 76 area. So then it got up to 80, 85, 82. No, that's 90. Got up to 90. And starting to back off a little bit. We'll see if it gets back down into the average here and make some profits, because we're still in that weekly sell. All right, we're out of here. And now what we need to do is what to do. A title. We got to come up with a title. What should be the title? What to do. All right, so we talked about it today, where markets are looking forward 6 months to 9 months and not running around as scared as they've been for the last couple weeks and confused. Seems like they're starting to get a better feel to what the future may bring to us. I think that's what it comes down to. All right, so let's put that in there. Money manager, let's see. Markets looking forward 6 months. Markets looking six months forward. Oop, messed that up. Forward. There it is. That's the title. All right. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Catch you on Tuesday. This is Doc saying over and out.